was to try to create a mathematical model that makes a relationship between the volume of gasoline dispensed by a gas pump and the money spent on that volume. So it's just in general a guide to remembering how to make graphs from data tables. You get the data from playing the video. So if I play the video, I'm gonna fast forward to any place here. Let's start with zeros. So at this point in time, there's no gasoline delivered, there is no money spent. Now you can actually use this tool to see a chronometer or a timer that you can use to make other type of predictions using time as a variable. So there are now a total of 3 variables: 1, volume of gas; 2, the amount of money spent; and 3, the time frame elapsed. Now I can use this as the very first data point, and if I scroll down to the table that I'm provided, I can see the data that you put in. Essentially, you are left with a carte blanche, with an open-ended question in which you decide what you need to do, and then you test if what you decided works. I can see here that you put on the x-axis the volume in gallons. Perfect, that works. And then on the right you have the total amount of dollars. This S can be a dollar sign, it doesn't really matter. But on this line where you have number 1, where you have nothing, you could simply enter 0 gallons and $0. And then if you play the video a little bit more, you can stop it wherever you want and collect a data point. So this pair of numbers are a data point. $0.19 would be on the Y, so 0.19. And on the X, you would put the volume in gallons that you have, so 0.070. And then you create other data points. It doesn't have to be any specific pair, you just randomly select them. So there is another one, $0.29 and 0.106 gallons. So if you keep adding data points, the table is going to be able to generate a graph a little bit later. So let's do 2 more, 0.58 for the money and 0.21 for the volume, 0.210. I'm gonna get rid of the numbers that you have here, although they may be correct. I don't want to use them just because I'm not, well, it seems like I'm not sure. Can you dispense 1.5 gallons? Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find what you did. Looks like you went all the way to the end of the video. 1.55, 4 gallons and 428. Not a problem. I'm gonna leave it then there. There's a big gap in between the values on 4 and the values on 5, but it doesn't matter because the graph is gonna fix that for you. So now if we move down to the graph, you need to tell this program what you want to plot on the Y and what you want to plot on the X. Since you have here volume on X, we're gonna put volume here on the horizontal axis. And for that, I just clicked on the label and it automatically creates these. For the Y, since you selected money, all you have to do once again is you're going to click on the vertical axis, which is the Y value, select total sale. We're going to leave the uncertainty untouched. We don't need that for this exercise. And again, even if there's no instructions, this is just trial and error. See what works. And now you can see here the graph. You can see the first 4 data points that I created. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the one that you created, which is way over here. Then what you can do next is click on this gear to make a line graph. So we're gonna connect the dots with a line graph. And there it is. And then we're gonna click on the gear again, because what we wanna do now is called a curve fit. Again, there's no instructions for this, but this is an exploration. You're exploring the platform. You're experimenting with the platform. So if I click on curve fit, I'm gonna get to select what type of modeling I want the program to carry out. And I'm gonna choose something called linear, because that's gonna give me the equation of a straight line that relates any pair of data points to other pairs of data points. So if I click there and I say done, down here, now I have a little table with the different values that belong to this line. This value right here, A, is called the slope, and it actually gives you the price of gasoline in dollars per gallon. So $2.76 is gonna be 1 gallon of gasoline. Later, you're gonna be asked to make predictions. Here you're just gonna make a comment. I'm gonna grade this lab so that you don't have to go back to this, but that is in general the idea. Over here, you need to make predictions. The video doesn't show much more than that, but you can actually see here that later they're asking you to make a prediction, which you enter your prediction really good, and this is called an extrapolation. So everything here looks actually very good. I'm happy with what you see, with what I see. I'm sorry. Your table was the only thing that was not completed, and I understand your comment about not having guidance, but this is just for test. They actually say here you can use this data table and graph if you think it's useful. So you don't have to use it. We used it, and we found it somewhat helpful. I hope this helps you a little bit with your understanding of this lab. But don't worry, I will adjust your grade to 100% now, since you did complete the lab on time. Thank you.